parliamentary elections, and how the upcoming parliamentary election is expected to give special importance to the women, how they are going to play an important role hopefully in this election. We are very delighted to have with us our two guests, Ms. Nafisa El Sabagh, the journalist and chief editor of مصريات. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Mrs. Nafisa. First, if you can tell us about how are you optimistic about the presence or the participation of women in the upcoming parliamentary elections and in the upcoming parliament should it be elected?
I can say that normally I'm optimistic about what's happening in the future because I see that people have changed.
Yes.
So many changes that happened in Egypt over the past 4 years, especially in the middle of women and young people. So we will create a different future, a new future, regardless to the political will of anyone in power. So yes, I am optimistic, and I'm not optimistic that there would be a major change very yes, we could have done this, you know. Egypt could have escalated or fastened this, made it happen very sooner than the normal long process of working from on the ground by the people themselves. But still, at least the coming parliament, you will have at least between 60 and 70 female parliamentarians, which is for the first time, I think, in the Egyptian parliament history. So, yeah, there would be a very big difference. What I'm concerned about concerning this coming parliament is that what kind of women are going to be participating or being elected or nominated by political parties to participate, to be parliamentarians for the next period. So it's about the quality of those women who are going to participate and whether they are giving the correct image for Egyptian women, or they would be another mistake compared to, you know, you cannot consider, for example, as a representative for Egyptian women.
But considering this parliament, it was not only her which was not representing the Egyptian women, but the whole parliament was not representing the Egypt, to be honest.
Of course, but also the previous parliament we had Shahnaz Nagar.
Yes.
For example. Both of them cannot be good representatives for Egyptian women, because one of them considers Egyptian women's place in home and after men, and in second place to
because she quitted her position.
And on the other hand, Shahnaz Nagar gave this impression of the very ambitious young woman.
But still she resigned, and she did not continue her...
she resigned after getting marriage. So she gave a very bad impression about all kinds of women. So it's not about a woman that's calling for women's
rights and
restrictions or restricting women into certain area. So you know her point of view from the beginning. It was a shock. So either this example or that example, both are hurting the movement for the Egyptian women.
Yes.
They are, you know, they just give the wrong impressions to the people.
Yes. So what do you think should be the role of the political parties now in order to enhance the role of women in the upcoming parliament?
I think political parties need to reconsider their way of engaging people.
Not only women.
People in general, and especially women, you know. Women are half of this society, and when back then the candidate at that time, Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, contacted women directly, you have seen how many women went out to streets and went out to vote for him. So to me, this is a lesson for the Egyptian parties. Women can be a very important voice in these elections. And if you want to guarantee women's participation all the time for the civil partner in this country, so you need to involve them more as candidates. So still I see many politicians in Egypt, either from the governmental part or from the political parties and civil society part, still I see all of them are thinking the old way. So they are looking for women and the Egyptian people in general as just voters. It's not about how to engage them more, how to make them part of the process, the democratic process of the political process in Egypt, which is not benefiting anyone, whether women or the country in general. So it's about nominating women. I think political parties are still considering and thinking the old way. The names of their possible candidates, most of them are men. I can understand that you cannot make it 50-50 for now, or even 25% and 70%.
50-50 is now a huge number, a huge percentage. We did not reach even a less percentage.
We still don't have a quota for the women.
So I believe we don't need a quota. We need a policy that we are equal. We should have people voting for the women for her role in the society, for her role as a politician, not with a quota. A quota is we are imposing something.
A quota is actually the positive, is a positive push for women forward. So
because culturally we are not still accepting the
dominant society.
Exactly.
To me, I think society is accepting women everywhere.
Yeah.
So
but many people go and vote. Many of them they just vote for the male.
This is very important, and this is where political parties and the state's role are important, by the way. So it's about how do you ask people to vote for, and which kind of characters you are nominating, which kind of candidates you choose. So instead of choosing, and also I think the media plays a bad role in this, because in every elections you will find this is a season for women or female stigmatization. So they are just, talking about the competitor as because that his sister had committed a bad deed, or his wife is making troubles for him, or so our media is also playing a bad role in this, because elections we use women as a weapon to attack candidates. So women are not being introduced to people as parliamentary candidates. In case the country, any country, choose to boost the position of women in the parliament and in the political sphere, they should have, number one, they should choose more women in the ministry, in the cabinet.
No.
They should.
We have also women as governors. Indeed, and from what we have been reading in the newspapers today, that even the new lineup for the governors would not include any female governor.
What's shocking about this also is that I hear one of the excuses that in religious sermons, women go and stand in the front line during prayers, for example. So it's not good to choose women as governors. So what? Why did you kill them? That's it, and live on your own. So it's not, this is really crazy if we have such minds choosing.
Taking into consideration, Ms. Nafisa, that many African countries nowadays, many Western countries, many Latin American countries, they are having the females as presidents nowadays. So African countries, if we are not talking about the Western countries, European countries, or the Latin Americans, if we look to the African countries, many females are presidents and on top positions. So why we are lacking that?
Because we don't have the political will.
Is it the mistake of the officials, the government, the society, or the females themselves? They are not doing the proper efforts in order to gain their position.
It's a common, no, they exert double efforts, by the way. Any woman in any position in Egypt, regardless to the field, whether it's politics or economy or education or whatever, exert